first Sunday of summer. Welcome to the Temple of Speed. This is round 3, race 3 of the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, brought to you, of course, by WSK Promotion. Beautiful sunny skies here this morning in stark contrast to the race finish yesterday. Kin Nakamura Berta standing on the top step of the podium after winning race 2, and then a tremendous thunderstorm engulfing the circuit. But you can see the skies have cleared as we look to the mountains towards Switzerland in the background. Before we race here this morning, let's check out the highlights of races 1 and 2 held yesterday. Sebastian Weldon taking his third victory of 2025, moving into second in the series. Kin Nakamura Berta taking his 6th victory. He is the series leader. Let's go down and hear from Miss Susanna Coletta from the FIA.
So hi Susanna, can you tell us more about your role?
Hello everyone, yes, sure. Project coordinator of Women in Motorsport at the FIA. That means that I oversee and coordinate all the programs and projects where females are involved at FIA across all levels and all championships. More in particular, we are here in Monza this weekend because we hosted our very first event of FIA Girls on Track during the FIA Kumo TCR World Tour Italian stage. So on Thursday, we hosted more than 80 girls, age 8 to 18. We are at the track and they had some activities, they meet with people working in the industry, they had some behind the scenes. And this is the aim of our program that we organize all over the world, always in collaboration with our promoters, first of all, but also with ASNs. And yeah, that's the scope of the commission, of the Women in Motorsport Commission, to empower females at all ages, so starting from the grassroots with karting, but also girls that are just fans and want to be part of our sport, because of course we want them to be as much as possible integrated. And
so more and more international, more and more serious, more and more rules.
Exactly, yeah. We are increasing the number of events. This year our calendar is going crazy because we hosted events with WEC already and now with TCR. But we don't have to forget that we also have more than 20 events already with Formula E. Some of them are still need to do, but others have been done already. And we had across the world more than 3,000 girls that have been part of the program so far, just in 2025.
So is it difficult to find women that want to be in this world or not?
It's not difficult. I might tell you that when we opened the application for the program, we received so many that we need to do a selection, which of course is not easy. But that's, of course, it's a good result for us because it means that it's plenty of girls that want to be part of the sport that we all are part of.
It's more about the young ladies or more women, and they want to be more drivers or maybe technical?
Actually, I was surprised when I first started this job because they don't just want to be drivers. Of course, we have girls that want to be drivers, but most of them want to be engineers. Some of them want to be journalists, others want to be mechanics. So it's all roles, which is what we need.
From where?
All across the globe, I can tell you. There's no specific area where we have more girls. It's incredible, but it's a good result.
And here in Italy?
Here in Italy, we had mainly girls from the region, of course, because we are close to Monza, which is the speed, motorway speed. So a lot of them were from the area, but we also got girls from all across cities, so Rome, Turin, Milan, of course, is close by, but yeah.
Thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Nice to have Miss Susanna Coletta on the grid. Remember her name, she is highly talented and extremely well respected in the paddock herself. Joining us from across the border in Switzerland, Susanna Coletta representing women in motorsport as the crowd built here. We think back to the trailblazers, Lela Lombardi, Desiree Wilson, who muscled the 956 Rothmans Porsche in Group C racing in the 80s, to name just a few. Let's go down and hear from the Chinese driver, Newman Key.
Hi Newman, you have been lighting quick but unlucky with the penalties. What's your approach to race 3?
So my race 3, obviously we're going to try to avoid the penalties, but we're going to push like as we always do and get in the front, and we'll see what happens.
Zhou Guanyu from the People's Republic of China racing with the Prema Racing team in this, the Italian F4 Championship back in 2016. He did have 2 seasons in Formula One. Don't be surprised if Newman Chi is on the grid in the FIA Formula One World Championship in the years to come. He starts out of grid 6 alongside Max Popoff, who set the fastest lap of the race yesterday. And he's down on the grid speaking with Laura Colla.
So Max, the fastest lap in race 2, so do you have the speed to win for the first time this year?
Yeah, of course, just didn't have the opportunity to fight yesterday for anything at the top due to some incidents, but today is a different day, it's a good weather, and we know the speed is there, we're ready to fight, and yeah, everything's good.
New chance for you, good luck.
A storming drive from Max yesterday, was in the gravel, had to pit for a new front wing and came back from 36th to 15th and did set the fastest lap of the race. He starts on the 3rd row of the grid alongside Newman Chi. A beautiful sunny morning here. Just getting back to that point, Susanna Coletta representing the FIA, and some great trailblazers in world motorsport, Desiree Wilson, Lela Lombardi. Remember Janet Guthrie fighting with the great AJ Foyt just to be on the grid at Indianapolis in the 1970s. K&B starts on pole position alongside Sebastian, and then we go to Lucas Samalisto out of 3 alongside El Colombiano, Salim Hanna, Max Popoff, Newman Chi. You just heard from the drivers from the 3rd row of the grid. Bondarev led race 1 yesterday, but 2 DNFs thus far this weekend. On grid 7, Bart Harrison, who's been quick as well, the Englishman, out of grid 8 for Jensen Motorsport. DCC out of 9, Dante Vinci did not start yesterday. The Australian out of 10, his Polish teammate, Alexander Ruta out of 11. Andrea Kostic, brilliant drive yesterday from the Serbian, starts out of 12, finished 5th in race 2 yesterday. Artem Severukin, he finished together with Olivieri, parked in the chicane with an incident on the penultimate lap. He starts alongside Kabir Anurag, Marcus Sata and Gabriel Gomez from Brazil. From grid 16, he's 2nd in the series. Ania Freya Badera Al-Solati, the young rookie from Qatar, continues to impress. Luca Vistoriano, remember he was running 3rd at this circuit in the final round in 2024. Olivieri starts alongside Jan Koller, only made it to the first corner yesterday. Teo Schropp, Javier Herrera from Monterrey in Mexico, alongside the French driver for the Viola Formula Racing team, Arthur Lorimer, 35 out of grid 24. Maxim Rem back on 25. Alex Powell, 27th to 6th yesterday. He'll have to repeat that. He starts out at 26 today. Andrea Dupe and Elia Weiss for the Crown Motorsport team out of grid 28. We keep going back through the grid. There's 40 cars lining up here this morning. David Walter, the Dane for Maffi Racing. Alexander Savinkov. Francesco Coppola for the Techno Race competition team. The 2 Italians, Francesco, alongside the Sicilian Ludovico Pusso for Viola Formula Racing. Then we go to Peyton Westcott, the Californian, alongside the Kiwi Brit, Emily Cotti. Phil Strange, who was fastest through the speed trap yesterday. Andrea Rodriguez, the 2nd Crown Motorsport team car, as the field set off on the formation lap in the background. Nathaniel Bereby, Cornelia Olkutska on the 19th row of the grid, Kirill Kutskov, and Guy Albag on the 20th and final row of the grid. The field going down through the chicane. Beautiful sunny morning here. The temperature up to 27 degrees. The track temperature, add another 15 to that. It's already more than 40 on the newly resurfaced 5.7 kilometre Monza circuit, hosting the third round of this year's series. And also, of course, the 2025 Italian Formula One Grand Prix on the 7th day of September, just a few months from now. Down through the Rocha chicane. Normally this is the final or penultimate round of the series held earlier in the season. It is the first day of summer in the Northern Hemisphere. The sun is shining, the track is in pristine condition. 40 of the best young junior talents in the world lining up on the grid in this, the world's most competitive junior car racing series. The 12th season of the Italian F4 Championship, presented, of course, as it has been from the very beginning, by WSK Promotion. The former champions, Lance Stroll back in 2014, Ralph Aron a year later, then the Argentine Marcus Seibert for Jensen Motorsport. As Alexander Bondarev goes through, Marcus Armstrong now with Meyer Shank in the IndyCar World Series, Enzo Fittipaldi in 2018, Dennis Hauger. What can we say about Dennis, the Norwegian, who again took pole position in the Indy Next Series overnight? Gabriele Mini in 2020, Ollie Behrman in 21, then it was Andrea Antonelli in 2022, Kaspar Stuka for the US Racing Team, and Freddie Slater, who smashed the win record. 15 victories for Fast Freddie last year out of 21 starts, on his way to becoming last year's and the reigning Italian F4 champion. Currently, it is Kin Nakamura who leads the series on 165 points. Weldon, 3 victories thus far. The American second on 136. Gomez, third in the series on 114 points. But remember, Gabriel Gomez here this morning is back on grid 16. The front row of the grid, the Prema Racing Team, make their way up to grid positions 1 and 2. Kin Nakamura to the right of your screen in car 51. Sebastian, 98 to the left. Says Kabir Anurag has been super quick this weekend, the Singaporean. Gomez, there's Bader Al-Salati, the Qatari, has been impressive so far, the driver from the Middle East. The Dutch VAR team down in pit lane. Nice to have your company wherever you're watching us live around the world from this, the Temple of Speed, one of the most famous racetracks in the world. This is, of course, Monza. The historic Old Banking to the right of your screen, it still exists, holding much of the history of this ferociously fast and spectacular Italian circuit. Round 3, race 3, the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, right here this morning, now at the home of the Italian Formula One Grand Prix. Kin Nakamura to the right of your screen, Weldon to the left. The green flag flies at the back of the grid. The 5 red lights for the final time this morning here at Monza. We race. Perfect getaway so far from Kin Nakamura. Under attack is Sebastian Weldon from Lucas Amalisto as the Finn tries to split the Prema Racing duo, but Sebastian covers him off. The American into second place. K&B goes P1. Luca down the inside. Samalisto sends it to second place. Clean start for the most part. Alex Powell straight lining the chicane. But 40 F4 cars have made it through La Prima Variante for the first time. They're 2 wide, they're 3 wide through La Curva Grande. Kabir Anurag trying to make his way up through the pack, but it's K&B who goes P1. Lucas in second place, back to Sebastian. And then Newman Chi, who spoke to Laura on the grid in the background. He's in P4 as we lose the Van Amersfoort racing car. Looked as though it may have been Popoff in trouble. His teammate Dante Vinci's gone on through. The Australian up into P7 as Popoff falls down the field. There is damage though. You can see the Bondarev. Again, the Ukrainian is in trouble. The front wing dragging on the bitumen. He's a virtual sitting duck. Bondarev about to be passed as the field go down through Saraglio. We'll wait for that notification. Any further news from race control, but look at the lead already from King Nakamura Berta. Bondarev trying to limp back to the pits. He's losing time. Here comes Anurag just behind. Bart Harrison with a storming start is up to 5th place, and Bondarev will be saved by the safety car. Andrea Dupe in the wall, coming together with Elia Weiss. Bondarev will be saved slightly. He's in 7th in car 27. His front wing is dragging on the circuit. Watch the Prema Racing team. They're already preparing down in pit lane a new front wing for the Ukrainian Williams Jr. He'll dive to the inside. Will lose track position, but won't go a lap down. This is Luca Visoriano. He's in 17th place. Any afraid just ahead. The start is under investigation, as you saw the notification from race control. The safety car has come out onto the circuit. Andrea Dupe and Elia Weiss coming together in the opening stages of lap 1. Up into Lesmo 1, it looks like. Bondarev is down in pit lane. He's fallen from 7th. He's down to 12th. He'll fall back to last. We'll see how quickly the Prema Racing team can go to work as Andrea and Elia step out. The French and German drivers. Sportsmanship between the two of them. Their morning, their weekend is over. We'll see them back for Mugello round 4. That's on July 13. Not the only driver in the pits is Bondarev. Nathaniel Bertaby as the Maffei Racing team from north of the border, or across the border to the north in Switzerland. Go to work, a new front wing for Nathaniel. Morning over for the Cram and PHM racing drivers. Bondarev, you just get a glimpse in the background, has just exited pit lane. He is still circulating. He's down in 35th position. Bertaby has also rejoined. Good work for the Maffei Racing team as well. They put Nathaniel back on track in position 36. That's Anurag going through. Kabir up into P9, so we'll check the order. It is King Nakamura Berta, P1. Lucas Samalisto. There's the Finn in 2nd from Sebastian Welder. Newman Chi, the top rookie. Fantastic start. Tremendous from Bart Harrison. Salim Hanna is behind the Englishman. Dante Vinci up into 7th. Anurag, Kosman Christopher, and Gabriel Gomez. 16th into 10th place. Then we go to Sata, the impressive young Norwegian rookie. Kostic, Severukian, Ruta, Frey, Visoriano, Schropp, Olivieri, Al-Salati, and Javier Herrera going through in position 20 ahead of Powell, Lorimer, Kohler, that is, Ram, David Walter, Coppola, Kirill Kutzkos up to 27th from the back of the grid, Strange, Busso, Emily Cotti, Guy Albag, Cornelia Olkutska, Rodriguez, Peyton Westcott, the two Americans, and then Bondarev and Bertaby, who have just rejoined from pit lane. Still the lights on the safety car. No word yet from race control. Elia Weiss, Andrea Dupe out. King Nakamura Berta has won 6 times so far in the 2025 season. He is the championship leader, not by as many points as you would think, as Luca Visoriano goes through ahead of Teo Schropp and Olivieri. Emanuele is 5th in the series. Keen on 165 points. Sebastian, who's won 3 times so far, including in race 1 yesterday, 136 points. Gomez, as Peyton Westcott goes through, the Californian. Gomez is 3rd in the series, 114 points, 10th on the road after starting from grid 16. The lights still on the safety car, still taking some time to remove both the Cram and PHM racing cars. Here this morning, race 3, round 3 here at Monza. So we will start lap 3 again under safety car and hopefully go green on lap 4. It's a 30-minute plus 1 lap race. Round 3 of 7 of 2025. Nakamura Berta crosses the line. Fastest lap of the race. Flashbacks of Nikita at Spa in 2020. The rained out Belgian Grand Prix a couple of years ago. In fact, Andrea Kostic with a 4-minute 1 is the fastest lap of the race so far. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Under safety car conditions, so no full complete racing lap just yet. A 4-minute lap time, Andrea Kostic. Screenshot that, pal. Fastest lap of the race, although he has been in great form here this weekend. Narrowly missed a podium yesterday. Kostic storming home to P5, the Serbian. We'll take a look at the highlights from the start, which is under investigation from race control. It looks as though there were a couple of cars at the back of the pack moving before the start. Look to the top right of your screen. No problem for Nakamura Berta, he got away. But further back in the pack, the start under investigation, we believe for the moment, not affecting the race leaders, Nakamura Berta, Samalisto and Weldon. The start is under investigation as the safety car continues to lead. Race 3, round 4, part of this ACI racing weekend together with the World Tour, the TCR World Tour, and later this afternoon, the Italian GT3 Championship with 40 GT3 monsters on the grid for the Italian Endurance GT3 Championship later this afternoon. Lesmo 1 almost has been cleared. Lesmo 2, in fact. So the order is Nakamura Berta, Samalisto into second, Weldon, Newman Chi, the top rookie in P4, Bart Harrison. Only 2 places off a potential podium this morning is the Englishman, Salim Hanna. Dante Vinci did not start yesterday. Some consolation for the Australian. A virtual brand new set of tyres. Well, close to. Regardless, he stormed up to 6th place from Kabir Anurag, Cosman Christopher and Gabriel Gomez, already passing 6 cars before the safety car came out this morning. So we are about to pass 1/3 race distance here. Somewhat frustrating, but the track is being cleared or cleaned as quickly as possible. Here's Kostic, Severugian, Ruta, Aniafrey, Vistoriano for Real Racing, Teo Schropp, Olivieri, 68 in 18th and 5th in the championship, remember. Here's Lorimer going through from Kohler, Ram, David Walter, the Dane. That's Kirill Kutzkov in 31, the former World Kart Racing champion. Strange, who was fastest through the speed trap yesterday, as we pick up the Californian Peyton Westcott in 94. Philip Strange for the AS Andre Slack Motorsport team, 249.4 kilometres an hour yesterday. 155 miles an hour here at one of the fastest circuits in Europe, Monza, for round 3 of the Italian F4 Championship. You can see the lights still are on the safety car. At least one more lap as the first third of the race is consumed. Blue skies here this morning in stark contrast to yesterday evening when a mini tornado virtually blew in across the Monza circuit and blew out just as quickly as well. Still no word from race control regarding the start procedure, as now Newman Chi amusingly sets the fastest lap of the race at 3 minutes 58.191. That will be demolished by half when we do go green, hopefully at the conclusion of this lap. We're getting word from race control. We will go green next time around. The safety car will pull into pit lane at the end of this, the 4th lap, and we'll go back green for race 3, round 3, the 2025 Italian F4 Championship, presented by WSK Promotion. WSK, of course, celebrating their 20th anniversary season of World Motorsport. WSK Promotion starting with the first ever WSK International Series at La Conca Murolacese World Circuit. The first ever WSK champions, the late great Jules Bianchi for the Maranello car team. Valtteri Bottas for the Gillard Racing Car team in 100cc Formula E 2 decades ago. This is the 20th anniversary season of WSK World Motorsport. Promoters, initial promoters of the Formula Regional European Championship 2019, won by Frederick Vesti and a year later by Gianluca Petikov. The 12th season of this, the Italian F4 Championship, the first ever race, Adria International Raceway back in 2014. The grid is now double the size of the original entry. 40 cars on the grid for this, the third of 7 rounds 2025. The safety car will pull in at the end of this lap, and hopefully we do race green to the checkered flag here this morning. King Nakamura Berta will have to lead the restart. Lucas Samalisto knocking on the door of a victory, surely is the Finn. He's quick for the US Racing team. Weldon, 3 race victories thus far for the American, who is now third in the series. Chi, Harrison, Hanna, Vinci, Anora, Cosmo, Christopher. This is Alex Powell going through. A storming drive yesterday from the Jamaican. 27th up to 6th place. He'll need to repeat that here this morning. He's in P21. Nakamura Berta, the driver he beat to last year's rookie title, leads the field down the back straight towards the Michele Alboreto Parabolica. The green flag is flying now, but it is Kim Nakamura Berta who dictates the pace. He'll wait until the last possible moment in order to give a minimum slipstream, but Lucas Samalisto is awake for it. The Finn tucked right under the back of the back wing of car 51 for the Prema Racing team. Ken Nakamura Berta glances to his left side mirror. Idling through the Parabolica. It is green now. They cannot pass until they cross the start-finish line. Nakamura Berta, Samalisto and Sebastian Weldon. Here we go. And King Nakamura Berta accelerates. The green flag flies, and we race green once again. The restart, race 3, round 3 here at Monza. Weldon immediately pulls out of the slipstream. Great getaway from the American, under attack from Newman Chi. As the field comes storming down the start-finish straight, perfect getaway from Nakamura Berta. Newman around the outside of Sebastian, sends it by Samalisto into 2nd place. Fantastic restart by the young Chinese rookie. The field trying to go through turn 1. For the most part, they've done so relatively cleanly. Nakamura Berta leads from Newman Chi. Samalisto, Weldon back to 4 as they go through La Curva Grande for the first time. Into the Rocher chicane. Samalisto side by side with Weldon through the Rocher chicane. Look at the lead already from KMB. Back to Newman. Lock up and contact into the Lesmo curves. One of the VAR drivers into, it looked to be a PHM car or an US racing car. They've both gone through. Did have a puncher though. We'll pick up who they were. At the very back of the pack, it may well have been Peyton Westcott. They brought it back onto the circuit. We stay green. King Nakamura Berta from Newman Chi with a lightning restart. Kabir Anurag up into 6th place. Harrison just behind the Singaporean. And it's Vinci Ruta, the pole, and Cosmo Christopher from Luca Vistoriano. Through the gravel, a ragged restart. That was Maxim Rem in 71. It was Marcus Sartor who was involved. Into the gravel at the Lesmo curves. He's trying to limp back to pit lane. They're coming together with the Czech Jan Kola, who only made it as far as the first corner yesterday. Nakamura Berta across the line. The gap, 0.6 of a second, but gives the slipstream to his Chinese Prema Racing teammate Just. He has to defend from Weldon. Samalisto tries the outside. And that's the result of the start being under investigation. The Argentine, he'll drop right down through the order now. Newman in 2nd place. Samalisto, Weldon, that's Salim Hanna. Dante, 66 in P6 as Vistoriano and Cosmo Christopher, the racing Romanians, 10 and 11. Nakamura Berta, as they fight for second place, he extends his lead in the race. He extends his lead in the championship. 1.1 seconds. Kirill Kutskov with a 5-second time penalty for cutting the circuit. The former World Kart Racing champion will drop down the order. He's ahead of David Walter at the moment, but will drop down outside the top 30. There's Al Salati going through debris in the Lesmo curves. Vistoriano, we pick up the two racing Romanians. Cosmo Christopher in 13. Luca, car 11 in position 11 from Sevrukian. Olivieri up into 13th is Emanuele. That was his teammate Pal going on through. Alex up to 17th from grid 26. Nakamura Berta. The gap 1.1 seconds. Chi, Samalisto. Vinci, superb from the Australian. Gets the slipstream from the Colombian Salim Hanna going down the back straight. Samalisto under attack from Sebastian, who waits. He'll get the toe as they come out of the Parabolica. Lock up from Bart Harrison. Alexander Ruta inside the points is the top pole. Van Amersfoort Racing, he's in P9 in car 38. Luca Vistoriano now inside the top 10 as Nakamura Berta has his lead cut in half. It's down to 0.5. Anurag defending from Harrison and Ruta. Samalisto on the outside, Sebastian on the inside, the American. Still third is Kabir. Anurag locks up in the background, goes straight ahead, as does Harrison. Gee, not the only drivers to cut the circuit this weekend, as we see Bondarev off into the gravel again. Third DNF. What a disastrous weekend for the Williams Junior. Alexander Bondarev is parked in the gravel and is seemingly about to have his third DNF of the weekend. Kapir Anurag now goes ahead, cuts the bollard, does not rejoin correctly. It's almost like a joker lap in the World Rallycross Championship as the safety car unfortunately comes out onto the circuit because Alexander Bondarev steps out of the car. He walks back to the pits. 3 DNFs, a forgettable weekend for the Williams Junior. This is surely the reason why the exit of turn 1, he was simply turned around. Wow, one of the Viola Formula Racing drivers going on through. This will give us a better idea. Helpless, and the right rear, in fact the whole car now parked in the gravel. Alexander Bondarev out. This was a few moments ago. Jan Koller and Marcus Sata into the gravel. They've rejoined. They're back in 31st and 32nd position. Maxim Rem straight through the gravel. It's been a tough weekend for the German, but even tougher for the Ukrainian, and Kabir Anurag has parked at the exit of Lesmo 2. Fortunately, you can see there is a gap in the wall, so that car will be pushed quickly off to the side of the circuit. The first of the 2 Lesmo curves. It was Arthur Lorimer who did turn around Bondarev. He's in 19th. He's still circulating. That incident has been noted by race control. It's irrelevant though because Bondarev is out. Arthur Lorimer was the Viola Formula Racing driver, car 35, coming together with Bondarev, who furiously walked back to the pits. Led race 1 yesterday, 3 DNFs from 3 starts. For the moment, Bondarev, fastest lap of the race, a 152.954. Some consolation. He gets 0 points from the 3rd round of this, the Italian F4 Championship here this morning at Monza. Teo Schropp has completed his drive-through penalty and is the final runner down in 32nd position. This is Arthur Lorimer. Front wing, is it dislodged? Or are we imagining it? There was quite a heavy contact between the French and Ukrainian drivers. Arthur Lorimer still circulating. This hopefully will be a quick safety car intervention. Bondarev's car has already been removed from the side of the circuit, as has that of Kabir Anurag. Al Salati going on through. Andre Rodriguez, the American on debut for the Korean Motorsport team, has also just made a quick pit stop and rejoined in 34th. He's now the final runner. Safety car in this lap. The final third of this race, under green, race 3, round 3. There's confirmation at the bottom left of your screen. Powell in the center of your screen. Alex, oh boy, here we go again. Grid 26, he's already in 13th, despite half of the race, frustratingly, being raced behind the safety car. Alex knocking on the door of another top 10 finish after starting so far back on the grid. He could barely see the lights go out, almost lining up around the parabolica. Watch for car 41. His teammate, Olivieri, is in P10 for the RSGP team. If only they'd had this race set up in qualifying, both Olivieri and Powell qualifying down the order, as did Savinkov and Guy Elbach for the RSGP team. But they've found a tremendous race setup, together with Emily Cotti as well. She's in 27th position. The green flag is flying now. 7 minutes plus 1 lap to race. Kin Nakamura Berta staring at his mirrors. Wipes the visor clean. Does the championship leader. The former junior World Kart Racing champion for the Forza Racing team. That was in the south of Spain at Campillos in 2021. The championship leader now for the Prema Racing team. 6 victories so far in the 2025 championship. The final stages of race 3 here this morning at the home of the Italian Formula One Grand Prix. It is Nakamura, Chi, Weldon, Lucas Amalisto and Salim Hanna ahead of Dante Vinci in P5. Again, he goes at almost exactly the same place. We race green once again here at Monza. Great getaway from Newman Chi. Sebastian tucked in behind and now pulls out of the slipstream. Weldon tries to get the tow. Newman Chi around the outside with speed to burn. Newman from the People's Republic of China. Sebastian! Again, the American around the outside. Don't tell me he's going to pull this off. He does so. Oh, but he cuts the chicane. Weldon goes through. He almost pulled off the second most spectacular move of the season. The first of which was when he took the lead yesterday. He's in P1. Will have to relinquish the position surely to Newman Chi. Does so correctly. Newman Chi now from the People's Republic of China leads here at Monza for the first time in his young rookie career. Dante Vinci on the back of Salim Hanna. Great restart from the Australian as well. It is kicking off here in the final stages. Out of the Roger chicane, we've got one backwards into the gravel. We wait from forward from race control. You know what's likely to happen next. Dust flying from the Roger chicane. It was Dante Vinci. Oh no, the Australian again. He looks injured as well. The front right is destroyed. Frustratingly, the safety car out for the third frustrating final time here this morning. Dante Vinci, third in race 1 yesterday in the rookie podium, or in the rookie race. Out here this morning, it looked as though he has hurt his wrist out. Vinci, that is hugely disappointing for the young Australian rookie. Dante Vinci is out. Newman Chi, though, well, is this critical? He is the race leader. Weldon in second. Nakamura Berta, the championship leader, back to third. Then it's Samalisto, Hanna, Bart Harrison, Vis Soriano, Luca for Real Racing. Superb again. The boy from Bucharest, head of Olivieri, Severucan, and Enia Frey now inside the top 10. Safety car is out because Dante Vinci into the wall at the exit of the Rocher chicane. We had 2 relatively clean races yesterday. That's certainly not the case this morning. Dante Vinci's car in the gravel at the exit of the Rocher chicane. I can tell you, looking from our window, from the studio here, that one of the recovery vehicles has only just made it back to pit lane with Alexander Bondarev's car on the back of the tilt tray. This just a few moments ago. Dante Vinci, was he helped or did he just understeer off to the road? No, there was another car involved in that, obviously. Coming back on track was Andrea Kostic just ahead. Cosmo Christopher, Severugian escaped by. It's Artem in 23. He went on through clear. Al Salati in 13th place. That's Alex Ruta from Poland, the top pole in 14th place. The safety car on the circuit as we try and extract Dante Vinci's car from the gravel. And the third safety car intervention, lap 10 here this weekend. The second pole, Cornelia Olkutska, has just made a quick pit stop for the Maffei racing team. They've gone into action. She's come back out onto the circuit in 33rd position. This is the Rocher chicane where Dante has completed race 3 this morning. Of course, did not start with a driveline issue yesterday morning. Powell, 41. Something of a home race for Alex. Frustrated is the Jamaican after these multiple safety car interventions. The RSGP team, there's the Jensen Motorsport team. It is the Prema Racing team, 1, 2, 3 at the moment, 12 teams on the grid. Take this opportunity to welcome for 2026. There's the news at the bottom left we want to see. The Trident team will join us, as you no doubt have heard already. Reigning champions in the FIA Formula 3 World Championship last year with Leo Fornaroli the year prior with Gabriel Bortoleto. Trident to become the 13th team on the grid in the Italian F4 Championship. We welcome Maurizio Salvadori's team to join us next year. 13th team, in fact the 14th team, because Marco Antonelli here at the circuit racing with the Mercedes GT3 team in the Italian GT3 Championship, confirming that Antonelli Motorsport will be back for the Euro 4 Series, which kicks off on July 21 at Paul Ricard in the south of France. Next month, in fact, a day from yesterday. Newman Chi, P1, the young Chinese rookie who spoke to Lauda on the grid. Let's see what he can do on the restart. The problem is the American Sebastian Weldon from the United States of America knows exactly how to restart as the safety car pulls into pit lane. The green flag flies now. Newman Chi waits, as does Sebastian, trying to get the run. The American on his young Chinese teammate, Nakamura Berta. Watch the top left of your screen. We're ticking over the 30-minute mark before they cross the line. So this is the last lap of the race. Oh, contact as they come up to the grid. Chaos, the green flag is flying. We go green, this is the last lap of the race. It was Alexander Ruta who's come together. He's parked in the gravel. Newman Chi 1 lap away from his first victory, but Sebastian roars around the outside. A repeat almost a moment ago of what he did. King Nakamura Berta on the outside. Samalisto going on through. Here's Trench straight ahead through the chicane. Newman Chi, P1. Can he make history here this morning? The field go up through La Curva Grande for the final time. Al Solati on the outside. Weldon has been swamped. He won't win race 3 here this morning. Nakamura Berta and Sebastian Weldon come together. Sebastian on the inside falls right down the order. Newman Chi in P1. Luca Samalisto second. It is on. A frustrating final race here this morning, but we may see history written. Zhou Guanyu racing with us from China in 2016 from the Prema Racing team. 2 seasons with the Sauber Formula One team. Is Newman Chi about to follow in Zhou Guanyu's footsteps? He goes down, he skates under brakes. There's Luca in second place. Nakamura Berta and Weldon come together on the final lap of the race. Nakamura Berta down in 21st position. Weldon's down in 12th. First and second in the series, almost a replay of what happened at Vallelunga. We go back to the front, 1 corner away from history. Newman Chi, that checkered flag is about to wave. History is about to be written here this morning. From the People's Republic of China, Newman Chi for the Prema Racing team accelerates and takes that checkered flag. Newman wins here at Monza. Lucas Samalisto crosses the line. He's on the podium in second. And Salim Hanna in third place. Harrison just missed us to the podium. What a drive from Luca Fistoriano. The Romanian, his best result ever in the series. P5, Olivieri, Severukiana, Frey, Kostic, and Kirill Kutzkov. What about the Maffei Racing team driver? He's come home 10th. Let's take a look at what happened just a few moments ago as we went green for the final time. Alexander Ruta in the background. Coming together, it looked to be with Al Sulati. He wasn't the only one. Lorimer going around Coppola. Newman Chi in P1. So watch this into the chicane. Nakamura Berta on the outside. Oh, with Weldon, they drive each other into the gravel. First and second in the series. But they've finished way down the order. Newman Chi says, thanks, boys. And Newman takes victory for the first time in his young rookie career. He wins here at Monza. Nakamura Berta has finished in 21st with no points. And Sebastian in P12, also outside the points. Alex Powell, despite 3 safety car interventions, has charged from 26th to finish 11th. Credit to Kirill Kutzkov, just a place ahead in 10th place for the Maffei Racing team. Newman wins from Luca and also takes the rookie victory. Teo Schrott doesn't wait, drives it back to pit lane. A frustrating race for the Argentine. In 23rd position ahead of Berube. What about Luca Vistoriano? P5 for the Real Racing team. The best catering in the paddock and the best coffee as well from Constantine. And the Real Racing team also managing the Prejmer International Circuit. In Brașov, Romania, the world-class international kart racing circuit. And they've finished P5 with Luca Vistoriano in car 11. Their best result, his best result in the young team's history. Ahead of Olivieri, who picks up valuable points in the championship, as 1-2 in the series come together on the final lap of race 3 here this morning. A frustrating race in some ways, but Newman Chi deserves the victory. He's avoided the carnage. He was quick, and he's won it from the Finn, Lucas Samalisto, by a good 1 second. And Salim Hanna in third place here this morning. He's the young Colombian rookie. The list of DNFs is long. Dante Vinci, of course, out in the final stages. Alexander Ruta parked in the gravel at the Parabolica. Kabir Anurag coming to a stop. Elia Weiss earlier on with Andrea Dupe. Alexander Bondarev helped around in turn 1. Is it even some consolation that Alexander Bondarev, a 152.954, fastest lap of the race? We know he's quick, he's proved it. But we'll have to wait until July 13, a few weeks from now, for round 4 and redemption in the Italian series. Newman drones on into pit lane. He takes his first victory. Oh, and the Prema Racing team celebrates. Laura spoke to him on the grid, and she'll speak to young Newman as well. He takes his first victory in the Italian F4 Championship. Congratulations, Newman G, he wins at the Temple of Speed here at Monza. There's Salim to the right of your screen. Third outright, second rookie, Newman Chi, top rookie, and the outright victory here this morning. Racing with us in WSK International World Karting, starting a good half decade ago in the 60 mini category. Wow, a breakthrough win for the driver from the People's Republic of China. Newman Chi, he spoke to Laura Cola before the grid, and he's down in pit lane as a race winner.
Well, first
here at Monza.
and well-deserved victory. You took full advantage after the restart, after the second safety car, and no mistake in the last one.
Yeah, it was like the restarts were like almost perfect. I was honestly very satisfied with it. Like, I don't really have much words to say because this is probably the best race I've ever raced in my life yet, and I will do better in the future for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Newman makes his way up to the podium along with Luca and Salim as we take a look at the highlights of the final race here this morning. Ken Nakamura from pole position, a great getaway from Luca Samalisto and Max Popov. Sebastian Weldon from the outside front row of the grid, but King Nakamura KMB down into turn one in position one as Luca moved up into second place. Sebastian giving him space. That's the corner ultimately where Nakamura and Weldon would come together on the final lap of the race. Already Newman Chi making his way on through the first safety car intervention. And then this, Alexander Bondarev into the gravel for the third time this weekend. The Williams rookie was out. Sebastian Weldon tried to repeat what he did yesterday, almost pulled off another sensational move. Relinquished the place to Newman Chi, who was back into P1. Lucas Samalisto in second place. Bart Harrison, a great drive to finish in P4. Dante Vinci into the gravel, bringing out the safety car for the final time. Newman Chi critically had gone through to P1, had to defend, and then watch this. First and second in the championship, second and third in the race. The two teammates, Nakamura and Sebastian Weldon, drive each other into the gravel. They both rejoin. Nakamura finishing 21, Sebastian Weldon 12, but Newman Chi takes victory for the first time in the Italian F4 Championship here at Monza. A well-deserved victory for young Newman. Salim Hanna, the Colombian, second in the rookie race, third outright. Lucas Samalisto second. Once again, a great pleasure to have the great Giancarlo Minardi recently relinquishing his role of president of the Imola Formula One circuit, but a very popular figure in the paddock. Great to have Mr. Giancarlo presenting the trophies to third place Salim, second Luca, and Newman smiling on the top step of the podium.
Grazie, dunque applausi.
Newman Chi wins for the first time in the Italian
Please stay for the
F4
picture. Have a look
Championship.
at the photograph.
Standing
Take
on the
care also
podium
to the
with
guys
Lucas
on the right, please in the
Samalisto
pit lane. Not just to those in
and
front of
Salim
you.
Hanna, the young Colombian rookie, Prema Racing 1-3, split
And now
by
that you have
Luca
the
in
pictures,
second
please
place. Ki Nakamura
celebrate!
Berta finishes down in 21st position in a frustrating final race of the weekend here at Monza. But the Japanese driver is still the championship leader, going to round 4. That's on July 13 at the former home of the Tuscan Formula One Grand Prix as the boys celebrate on top of the podium. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here this morning. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at Mugello for round 4 on July 13.